Okay, this one's on Phillips screwdrivers. Size-wise, they go, I think this is a number 1, number 2, number 3, number something, I don't know what that thing is. They're obviously smaller than a number 1. And that just, all that means is it's the size of the bit itself. Now let's take a look at one of these bits and see if we can figure out how they work. Okay, there's a tip of a number 2, and you can see it's got these slots. And one of the things you're looking for on wearing these things is if these slots here, if these are really rounded or gouged out, then the tool is pretty much useless. Now all of them I've shown you here except the one driver, you end up throwing this tool away once that bit goes out. Most drivers anymore, we have replaceable bits in them and we use them that way. Let me see if I can show you one that's really trashed. Okay. The one on the left is pretty well trashed. The one on the right is fairly good. Where the damage is, if it cams out, now camming out means it rises and slips as you push it in. And you can see there's quite a bit of wear right here on this one. And that, it will not turn the screw to save its tail end. So that's probably the biggest proof, is if it won't turn a screw. So let's show how they are used. Okay, first thing you're going to have to do here is find out which one's going to work. Now if I put this one in here, I don't think that's going to work, is it? Yeah. Okay. Then I take my number 1, and you can see it really doesn't fit. You might be able to get something off, but it's probably going to just cam out every time. You can see how far that is off. That's not going to work. Okay, we try number 2, and it seems quite a bit better. You notice these things are self-centering. That's why they came out. When they came out, they were replacing slot heads, and slot heads would not center. They would just slide out the side. These naturally just self-center. Anyway, this is still not the right bit for this, and good chance it's not going to take it out. Good chance nothing taking this thing out, because the metal is staked right beside it, so it's probably not going to come out at all. Now the number 3, you can see that fits. That fits right in there. Now the next thing with these things, once you've got the right one in there, and it's got to be centered. It's got to be straight up and down. If you're like this, you can see it's just going to cam out. Now it has to be really close. Get these things as close as you can, because otherwise they will just simply, see, I can turn on this, and then when I get over like this a little bit, and I'm only probably 5 degrees off, it just cams right out. So make sure you're vertical on these things. Make sure you got the right size. Again, as with a slot head screwdriver, a lot of down pressure is good. The more down pressure you have, the less chance of it camming out. And once it does cam out, there's a good chance you're not going to get the screw out. So, before I leave the Phillips, I want to show you what most of the drivers are doing now. Most screws use a replaceable bit. And they can be like this, they can be longer, they can be in multi-bit sets, all sorts of things. These are usually used with power drivers. This one has been pretty well used. It actually does still work. But okay, here's that little bit. Okay, and you can see how this one's been chewed up a bit, but they're cheap and easy to replace. Most of your hand drivers and almost all your power drivers are now using that. Anyway, that's the Phillips screwdriver. Center it, keep it vertical, and you probably won't have any trouble.